In 1954, Ray Kroc was 52 years old. He had diabetes, arthritis, no gallbladder, most of his thyroid removed. He was driving across America selling milkshake machines out of the back of a car. He was one bad month from bankruptcy. Then he got a phone call from a burger restaurant in California that had ordered 8 of his machines. One restaurant, 8 machines, each one capable of making 5 shakes simultaneously. He drove to San Bernardino to find out who needed 40 milkshakes at once. What he found changed the course of business history. The McDonald brothers had built something nobody in the restaurant industry had ever seen before: assembly line kitchen, 30-second service, 15-cent burger. The kitchen ran like a factory. One person flipped patties. One person applied the sauce. The thickness of every pickle was standardized to the millimeter. The efficiency was not accidental. The brothers had designed it on a tennis court, using chalk lines to map every movement before a single customer was served. Kroc stood in that car park in the California heat and took a bite of a 15-cent burger. He didn't taste beef. He tasted a system that could be replicated at every highway intersection in America. He negotiated the national franchise rights, invested his life savings, mortgaged his house, signed the contract, then read it properly. His royalty was 1.4% of gross sales. Out of that, 1.4%, he had to give the McDonald brothers 0.5%, leaving him with 1.4%. Let's run the numbers. A busy franchise location was generating $200,000 a year in revenue. Kroc's share, after the brothers took their cut, $2,800. Not enough to pay a single member of his staff, not enough to cover his travel costs, his legal fees, his phone bill. He owned the hottest brand in America. He could not pay his mortgage. He went to the McDonald brothers and asked for better terms. They refused. "The contract is fine," they said. "No changes needed." Kroc sat in his office surrounded by bank letters and franchise agreements and the mathematics of a trap he had willingly walked into. He was 54 years old, running out of time, running out of money. Then a man named Harry Sonneborn walked through his door. Sonneborn was a financial strategist. He looked at the books for less than an hour. Then he asked Kroc one question. "Ray, what business do you think you are in?" Kroc said. "The burger business." Sonneborn shook his head. "You're in the real estate business. You just don't know it yet." Here is what Sonneborn designed. Before any new franchise location opened, McDonald's headquarters would identify the site. They would either purchase the land outright or sign a long-term master lease directly with the landowner. Then, they would sublease the property to the franchisee at a higher rate. The franchisee paid rent to McDonald's every single month, whether the restaurant was full or empty, whether the franchisee was profitable or barely surviving. The rent arrived regardless, and as each location grew in value, as the surrounding area developed and the traffic increased and the land became more desirable, the appreciation sat on McDonald's balance sheet, not the franchisees. The franchisee had built a business on land they would never own. They had invested their savings, their years, their family's time. McDonald's had invested in the ground beneath their feet and collected rent on it for as long as the franchise agreement ran. Today, McDonald's owns or leases property in over 100 countries. The company holds one of the largest real estate portfolios on earth. More than 60% of its operating profit comes not from selling burgers, but from rent and franchise fees. The burger generates the traffic. The traffic makes the locations valuable. The locations generate the rent. The rent is the business. In his later years, Kroc said it plainly. "We are not in the burger business. We are in the real estate business. The product every customer sees is never the product that makes the company rich. The burger fills the car park. The car park sits on the land. The land belongs to headquarters. The customer buys a meal. McDonald's collects an asset every single day, at every single location, in every single country, for 70 years. This is not a secret. It is hidden in plain sight behind a 15-cent burger and a logo that every child on earth recognizes before they can read. If this is how you think, you belong in the cold ledger. The ledger is open.